The good news was the first 3 innings of today's game. The bad news were the other innings, as the Padres lose to the Dodgers 13-7. A game they led 5-0 through 3 before allowing 8 runs in the 4th inning. Padres lose another series to the Dodgers. They are 2-8 against LA this year. They fall back to 4 games out of that final wild card spot, although they didn't lose any ground over the course of the 4-game series, going just 1-3 against LA. So John and Jim with you. There's a lot to get into. I mean, there really is, and we will. If you're here, subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. You can smash the like button for us. By the way, we are back to the old layout. Jim thought it played a role, maybe in the way the team played the last couple of days.
Bullying works.
So, yes, and everyone said it was the dumbest thing ever, so we're back to the old layout.
Yeah,
and if
bullying
you
works for
If you
sure.
like the new layout, sorry, because we're back to the old layout.
It was a one-time thing, and the one-time thing ended up being a disaster because the Padres lost in epic fashion. So
100%.
Yeah.
Smash the like button for us, please, if you are here. Follow us on social media at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We're going to get to all the supers. I see this one from David that rolled in. It's a great way to start the show. We'll get to it in a moment. If you'd like to contribute, if you want to support, click the $ below the chat box. We get to every single super chat, as you know. It's a great way to support our work. You can control the direction, the narrative, if you have a question, whatever it is. We'll get to every single super chat here tonight. Also, if you'd like to become a member, click join down below. You get emojis and badges if you join the wrap-up show. Also, before we start, shameless plug time. Tomorrow at 3, I just put a link in the chat. It's also in the description down below, but it's in the chat. I can pin it probably in the chat as well. If you wouldn't mind joining us tomorrow on YouTube for John and Jim, our debut episode on YouTube is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Please subscribe by clicking that link. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers before we even have our first show, Jim, tomorrow at 3. So, Jim, you do the push here. What do you want people to know other than to subscribe?
Well, what else do you what do you mean? What else do they know?
I don't know.
Subscribe to the new John and Jim YouTube channel, where we're taking our radio show to YouTube along with radio. So nothing's changing there. We're just broadcasting on the radio now. So yeah, everybody go subscribe there. We debut our YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. So go subscribe, and you can watch our radio show. And yes, you can blame me when the stream stops tomorrow, or it fucks up, or something happens.
Chango Surfo, I love this. Okay, this is his blankie. It brings some peace and comfort. Gus, yes, listen, you can listen to us on the radio. If you are, keep doing it. If you don't listen to us on the radio and you're looking for a way to do it, you can do it on YouTube now. Thank you for subscribing.
Also, for the people out there that I guess like us, thank you first off. And if you want more of us, then there's an opportunity for more. So here we go.
What's the opportunity? Oh, to watch us on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm
dummy.
an idiot. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, the thing about the wrap-up show is I can say kind of almost whatever I want. Radio show, I can't say whatever I want. I get fired. Yeah. So yeah, radio show. There you go. 3 to 6. John and
Even
Jim.
if you don't say whatever you want, you could get fired. Yeah. Okay. Please subscribe. Seriously, click that link. It's now pinned in the chat or in the description down below. Please subscribe. If we get to 300 subscribers before our first ever show tomorrow, you guys absolutely rock. All right, David, thank you for the first super of the night. Again, if you want to weigh in, if you want to contribute, if you want us to comment, click the $ below the chat box. David H160 with the first super. Jim, please go off, man.
Here's the thing, David H. Like, I even said this today on John and Jim. I'm so numb to this now. It's even hard for me to get fully upset. I've gotten upset and gone off on this team so many times this year. It's felt like I've called this team heartless and lifeless and no fight so much. I'm not saying they had no fight in this series, because I don't know, no heart. They just got their ass kicked. Like they did some good things, but then the bad just completely outweighed everything. I'm just numb to it. I'm just numb to this team. And I until they can win 4 games in a row or get to 500, or hell, crazy thought, get over 500. I'm just numb to it. Like the Dodgers come in here, kick their ass all the time, except for the postseason. And it's just demoralizing. And the only way it turns around is if those guys play better. Duh. Shocking breaking news. Great analysis, Jim.
That was really good. I like that.
But like, I don't know about you, John. This type of stuff, this season alone, I'm just like numb to it at this point until they can turn it around.
Let me pull this up. Is this on screen? I never do this, but I'm getting creative. Is this on screen? No. Wait, what are you doing?
What's happening? What's going on?
Okay, forget it. That's what I was trying. No, I thought. But how do we used to have it? Make it the way it used
to be. No,
you idiot.
Oh,
can you make it the old way or no?
Yeah, hold on. Wait.
Nothing matter. Forget it.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to pull up. Listen, here's the thing. Here's my I'm not going to go off. I'm just going to be real with you. I want to show everyone where the Padres stand in the National League.
Okay, hold on.
I want to be real with people right now. And I want to give you the pros and the cons of where they are with 49 games to play.
All right, I got this.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, and who knows if you can even read this.
There you go.
But here we're looking at a situation where right now the top wild card team, San Francisco, is 7 games better than the Padres. All right, whatever. If you're not the top wild card, you don't host playoff games in the first round. So be it. Philadelphia's 6.5 games better than you. Okay. Well, even if we write those 2 spots out. They're 4 games behind the Padres, the Reds. They're 3 games behind the Cubs. They're 2.5 games behind the Marlins, who are completely floundering, no pun intended. And the Diamondbacks are 2 games ahead of the Padres. Padres have plenty of opportunities coming up against the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. But like, this is just, here's the thing. They're 4 games out of a playoff spot. The Mets and Pirates are 3.5 games behind them. Okay, so the Mets and Pirates are closer to the Padres than the Padres are to a playoff spot. And here's the thing. It's not like it's just you and then the Reds, and you got to go catch them. And forget the passing, whatever. My point is this. If any of those teams plays really good baseball, it's going to be tough. I mean, if Cincinnati plays 600 baseball, if Chicago plays 600, and so on and so forth, it's going to be really tough. And they just are squandering opportunities, the Padres. I said, what are we going to be saying about this team, or how are we going to feel about this team when they lose consecutive games? And I don't feel great about them. After losing the last 2 games against the Dodgers, going to Seattle, I'm not encouraged. At 55 and 58, I'd be lying if I said I was encouraged, and I'd be lying if I thought that they had a great hand right here, Jim. 4 games out, 49 to play. It's not the 4 games out. It's just having to pass a lot of teams and play good, consistent baseball, which they just haven't done.
Yeah, losing 3 of 4. Losing 3 of 4 to the Dodgers and losing 3 of 4 just any stretch of time this year. It's going to make things difficult. And being 4 back isn't the end of the world, but that's work, dude. That's like a week. That's like a week. If you win every single game, that could be potentially a week right there. And they don't have many weeks left. I think you got like what, 6 or 7?
Yeah, I mean 49 games is 7 times 7. So I mean, yeah, there's still, close to 2 months.
And sometimes 4 games could be like, 2 weeks, right? So say
it could be less than that.
It could be less than that. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. It could be longer than that. This team's been going 3 months without being at 500. 3 months they have gone without being at 500 or better. That is just, dude, if you're a fan, if you're a fan of this team, you get exhausted watching them because you have this idea in your head of what they should be like. And they show glimpses and they show flashes and you're like, thank you. And then they can just go around and just say, nah, just kidding, and lose 3 or 4. And it's just,
well, they did do that. They did lose 3 or 4.
But 4 back, not the end of the world. The Diamondbacks and Marlins, I don't even consider them in it anymore. They're fading so fast.
They're just fading.
I would be shocked if the Padres do not finish ahead of the Marlins and the Diamondbacks this year. I just would be, because those teams, they're done. They're cooked. And when you look at the rest here, Cincinnati and Chicago, they're worried. Milwaukee, those teams right there. But you gotta play you gotta play really good baseball, man. And they haven't shown they can do it consistently all year.
No, they haven't.
For more than a week. Like that 5 out of 6 was awesome. It was great. And then they lost 3 or 4 to the Dodgers. And you're like, okay, cool. All that work was just washed away.
Let's get to some of these supers. JD Gacho, thank you. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, we appreciate the supers. Padres lose to the Dodgers Monday afternoon. Sold out Petco Park again. And again, another series loss to the Dodgers, who are 8-2 against the Padres this year. JD Gaucho saying, "What the hell happened?" I mean, if
They
you
lost.
watch this fourth inning, and then what Seth Lugo said afterwards, which is one of the stories of the night, which is essentially he thought as if he was tipping pitches. And there's reasons to believe when watching back the video, that's what he was doing. That was per Lugo post game. It was interesting the way Kevin Acee asked the question, as if Seth Lugo was almost wanting him to ask the question. It's like, did you think that they, knew it was coming? He's like, yeah, in fact, I did. That was just very interesting to me, but I don't think you can have a worse inning than the top of the fourth inning. I don't think it's humanly possible to have a worse inning than what happened in the top of the fourth inning, from a 5-run third, Jim, to an 8-run top of the fourth inning, which is like the most runs the Dodgers have scored in an inning in forever as well. I mean, it was just awful. And then the Mookie Betts grand slam, they stuck with Lugo clearly too long. And I don't even think that's a hindsight thing to say if you watch the inning unfold. And it just unraveled from there. But I mean, I don't know what to say. An 8-run fourth inning. First of all, no pitcher should be allowed to give up 8 runs in the fourth inning, and that's what happened
Never.
here today with Seth Lugo. And that it feels a little bit like, I don't know if they were asleep at the wheel or not, but giving a little too much benefit of the doubt to Seth Lugo to get out of that spot.
It goes back to what we've talked about Melvin for the last year and a half, going back to the postseason last year. Sometimes he's just too slow to make the change, and he wants to try to always get that extra out. And sometimes the extra out just isn't worth it to try to get. Like, you need to nip it in the butt as quickly as possible and realize that what everyone else is seeing, and that's this dude, Seth Lugo's on the ropes right now. And to have him face Mookie Betts for a third time, that's inexcusable. You can't have that happen. I'm sorry. You just can't. And it happened today, and it bit them in the ass in the biggest way possible. Like, it just, you need to be quicker. And I know tomorrow's a bullpen day, but like, you have a 5-run lead, and you're on the verge of blowing that 5-run lead. You have to make sure you stop the bleeding, and you can't let a guy who is clearly like just on the ropes stay out there and pitch to Mookie Betts. I remember my first time on StreamYard. He has no idea what's going on right now. I mean, let me help him out, guys.
Hold on. That's because I thought Jones was awake. But hold on.
There you go.
I'm such an idiot. I am really an idiot. The older I get, the dumber I get.
Like, teaching John technology and social media.
Listen to this inning.
The hardest thing
It's
ever.
terrible. Listen to this inning, okay? Freeman single, Will Smith line out, Muncy walk, Peralta double, Hayward double, Kike Hernandez walk, Outman single, Rojas single. You think maybe that's all you're going to get? Like, I mean, how much more do you need to? How many batters is that? Freeman, Smith, Muncy, Peralta, Hayward, 6. You had 8 batters before Betts. I mean, he's owed a 9th. 7 of 8 had reached.
And not just the 9th batter, John. Mookie Betts.
Right. Their best hitter, arguably, with Freeman.
This has happened way too many times under Bob Melvin. It honestly, you reading that brings me back to pre-Melvin, when this happened against the Dodgers, and I had the Pagan blow up on the radio station, where Pagan was like, it was like double, home run, double, like single. And I'm like, why the fuck is Emilio Pagan still out there? And I kind of felt the same way today with Seth Lugo. Like, why is Seth Lugo being given the opportunity after getting lit up? And oh, by the way, he's tipping his pitches to pitch to Mookie Betts.
It didn't make it. And then, by the way, like, this whole, what he said post-game was, yeah, hey, I think I'm tipping my pitches, but hey, I need to locate, and I got to be better. Well, is it both? You're tipping your pitches and you're bad? I mean, and by the way, if Betts hits a 3-0 fastball over the, out for a grand slam, like, is that really tipping pitches? Like, you threw a 3-0 fastball down the middle of the plate, and it's Mookie Betts.
It wasn't like a 1-2 count, and you're like gonna sneak a slider inside on him or whatever.
Like, how do you know that was coming?
Oh my gosh, 3-0 fastball down the dick. And
Yeah, and I'm not
you
advocating to walk him there, but
and
like,
you and you're not trying to walk him. So of course, if you're Mookie Betts in your mind, okay, I got the green light here.
yeah, I'm gonna get a 3-0 fastball.
I'm looking fastball, and if I see fastball, I'm fucking swinging for the fences.
All right, let's get to these supers, guys. Thank you, subscribe if you're here. Thank you for your support with the super chats. Click the dollar sign below the chat box, like our buddy SJL Stevens, who says, even if they make the postseason, are they even good enough to survive the wild card playoff? This is like the age old question. Nobody fully knows. Obviously, I would say this. I think a lot of it's contingent on Joe Musgrove. I think if you go into a best of 3 series without Joe Musgrove, you don't feel great.
No.
I think if you do have Musgrove and he's healthy, quote unquote, or has a couple of starts under his belt in late September, I'd feel fine about it, to be honest with you. But without Joe Musgrove, I mean, I wouldn't feel amazing about it today with this 55 and 58 baseball team.
Yeah, if you told me Joe's healthy, I feel in a short series, if you have Snell, Musgrove, Darvish in a short series, I feel good. I feel pretty good about that. Like, I'm not saying they would 100% win that series, but hey, yeah, I'll take my chances. Without Musgrove, that completely changes, and I don't have much faith that they could survive a wild card round. I just don't. Snell, he's been great, but he's a 5-inning pitcher. And in the postseason, you could argue that pitchers only 5-inning pitchers in the postseason anyway. Darvish, he can be hit or miss here and there. He's been really good, and he's also been really bad. But I just need Joe to be healthy for me to have confidence in this team if they happen to make the postseason in a wild card round.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If they don't, I don't have much confidence.
I wouldn't have confidence. Not to say it's impossible, but I agree. I wouldn't have confidence without Joe Musgrove. No, there's no way. Not on the road.
No.
I don't know what that series would be. A 3-6 matchup. What are you looking at Milwaukee? At Cincinnati. Depending on who wins the Central. Yeah. It's not the craziest thing to envision, but it's not going to be easy.
Unless the Dodgers fall back. And
no, it's not going to happen. I think the Central winner is the 3 seed. Right? Aren't the Dodgers 3-4 games clear of those teams? And it's the Dodgers. I just don't. I guess it could happen.
If it's the Dodgers, I have zero confidence. If it's Milwaukee or Cincinnati,
I'd have more confidence.
I have more confidence against them. But still, man, if you're out without Joe, or if he's not healthy, like, come on, man, it's hard.
Yeah. Every so often, good to have you back in the chat, and thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you hanging out. He says Musgrove and Milwaukee injuries are killer with Bob's management style. Not trying to criticize Bob, but he manages for the next game, and he's handcuffed with starting pitching / bullpen that can't eat innings. Yeah, I mean, they knew there was going to be a bullpen game tomorrow because they don't have Joe Musgrove, and they only got 3 innings out of Lugo today, or 3+, whatever it was, 3 1/3. And yesterday, Rich Hill went 3 innings, right? So, I mean, they're going 3 innings, 3 1/3 innings, bullpen game. That's pretty tricky to navigate. That's really going to be tough.
Yeah, you're in a stretch where you're kind of fighting here to like stay above water, right? Because if you start dipping any further tomorrow, if you start dipping any further here, and you also are without Joe, like we said, that like, man, is this going to be tough? Because the Padres and Joe's and Blake Snell's starts since, what is it, last 2-3 months? They're like 15-7.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So those are win days. Those stop the long losing streaks. You don't have the luxury of having that right now for at least 3 weeks, probably longer, most likely longer. So yeah, man, they got to nip this thing in the butt quickly, or you're going to look up and you're like, wait, we're back to 6 games back of a wild card spot.
Now, remember what I said. I thought that they could stomach 1 3-game losing streak from here on out. They've lost 2. If they lost tomorrow, there's their 1. I don't think you can do it again, because you know how we're all feeling right now. And you give up a game or 2 in the standings twice. Yeah. And you fall, to your point, 6-7 out. I mean, they're 4 right now. You fall 6-7 out. I don't know if it's doable. And to be honest, I don't think it's doable if you fall 6-7 out. Kill Bill, thank you for the super. He says the Marlins were 14 over 500. The Pods haven't been good all year. You don't watch the Marlins. We're having a bad stretch. Oh, this is a Marlins fan? We just got our ace back. The Marlins have been awful. I mean, as bad as you can be.
Awful.
So I don't know if it's a bad stretch or a bad month.
Horrible.
Yeah, let me just pull it up here. I mean, What do you mean they're in a bad stretch, Kill Bill? I just have from July 14th to July 22nd, they lost 8 straight. And now they've lost 6 straight. So they've had a 6-game losing streak and an 8-game losing streak in the last 3 weeks. I mean, if the Marlins make the playoffs, then I mean, that's incredible. If the Marlins make the playoffs, it'll be improbable of all those teams. It's not happening. Sorry, Kill Bill.
Yeah, sorry.
I hate to ruin your whatever night tonight is. Tuesday night. Is my dog gonna like poop on the floor?
Probably.
Yeah.
Can you
I don't really blame him.
Can you film it and put it on YouTube?
Jim, thank you for the super chat. He says, why is Xander batting 5th every single game? It's not freaking working. Manny can't do crap against LA either. This team sucks, period. We talked about Xander today on the radio, Jim. I mean, it's getting to be like ridiculously perplexing. 37 RBIs and over 400 ABs. I mean, it's just been a really bad year.
A really bad year is actually kind. It's been a fucking horrific year.
Hold on, BRB. I gotta move. My dog smells roast beef. He's obsessed with roast beef. He's literally gonna try to murder everyone to get this roast beef. Like, if you saw what he was doing, he's nose pointed up like towards the sky.
Why is there roast? Hold on, wait a second. Wait, pause before you move. Why is there roast beef at your house? I thought there's no such thing as beef in the Schaefer household.
For the damn dog, because he won't eat his medicine unless we wrap it in roast beef, because he's a genius and he won't take it with peanut butter or like dog cookies anymore because he's too good for it. The only thing he's obsessed with and will never not eat is roast beef.
Okay, we'll go move the roast beef.
I'm going to.
Okay. I'll go shit on Xander here. So Xander's even acknowledged it. Like, he's acknowledged how bad he has been this year. Credit to him. I think Xander's a stand-up guy. I think that in a clubhouse, I'd want a Xander Bogaerts in my clubhouse. With that being said, does not excuse his year. And his year has been horrific. 37 RBIs and 408 plate appearances, and you're hitting in the middle of the order. No, that's really bad. And if you're looking at his previous seasons, I mean, 100 RBIs, 79, 7. He's not even going to touch 70 RBIs this year. Dude might only have 50 RBIs this year, and he's hitting every single day in the middle of that order. The last time he had an RBI, guys, listen to this, okay? The last time he had an RBI in a game was, let me pull this up, July 30th. He's had 1 RBI.
Can you say his last like 19 games or something?
What the hell's going on in your house?
There's a freaking motorcycle outside.
Okay.
Where do you live in? Like some glass tower with no noise?
Kinda. All right. This is going to make you go, what the actual fuck? Since July 7th, John, July 7th, a month, he's had 2 RBIs.
No. Yes?
2 RBIs.
No.
2. Since July 7th. 2 RBIs. He had 9 in all of July. He has 0 so far in August. So that means he's had 9 RBIs since the end of June.
Is that good?
No.
Yeah, that's been a huge problem. And I'm not saying it's going to be a huge problem for 11 years, but this year, man, who would have ever thought this? I mean, you look at some of he had an 119 RBI year in Boston.
Dude.
119. I think I have that right. Either 119 or 117.
You hope that this contract doesn't turn into like a Hosmer deal. Shit, even Hosmer produced a little bit. I mean, Xander's doing
even Hosmer
nothing.
Only made half. Hosmer was only half the dollars, you know.
Yeah, the contract
is half the time, I guess.
But oh my God, you are praying that Xander isn't this just complete bust for the next 3 or 4 years. Because after 3 or 4 years, then you're dealing with an old Xander Bogaerts at age 35. Okay. That's going to be a problem.
I just wonder how much of it is. I think there's a couple factors: switching leagues, new team, wrist, Petco. And I think they're all factors, and nobody wants to hear it about Petco. But I don't know. I think it gets in players' heads, and he's just in his head. I mean, how can you have 37 RBIs batting fifth for the San Diego Padres with walk machines on the team? I mean, literally Juan Soto is on base every single time.
So
Literally, Hassan Kim is on base every single plate appearance.
It's incredible to me,
It's
dude.
incredible.
And I like Xander, but holy shit, that's pathetic, man.
Paul Allen, thank you for joining us, and thank you for
supporting
the Seahawks or whatever.
Well, Paul Allen actually is deceased, so this would be an interesting twist that Paul Allen joining us from the grave.
I didn't realize that. My bad. But Paul Allen, that's alive. Thank you. He says can't be every day. G-Man and Cooper only on Campy catching days. Interesting. Yeah, Campy today was about 4 for 4, 2 home runs. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think Campy deserves the opportunity to play more. I think that's fair. I think G-Man Choi is he's gonna get on base, and I think he'll hit a little bit for power.
Mhm.
I know Cooper's had a hit, so I don't. Again, G-Man Choi and Garrett Cooper were never going to point you on an 11-game winning streak.
No.
You know?
It's only been what 4 games since the trade since they've been activated.
Like 3-4 games. Yeah,
4 games. Okay, 4 or 5 games, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Hasn't looked great. It's only 4 games. I'll say that.
Choi's walked like 50,000 times.
I'll preface by saying that, but I mean, Scott Barlow today was like literally the go just eat innings and I don't care how many runs you give up guy, and he did that, giving up 5 runs today. Rich Hill yesterday did not do great, and I think Garrett Cooper has 1 hit. G-Man Choi, let's see here. I don't think he has a hit with the Padres yet, but he's been on base
he's got
a
like
bunch.
30. He started the 5-run inning.
Okay, great. He's walked a bunch. So, congratulations. You turned into Juan Soto.
I think the guy's great. I mean, what were people expecting? I mean, we literally said we're not going to – you can't look at 4 games from these 4 guys and be like, oh, man.
I know. I'm just telling you.
Production.
He's 0 for 8 with 3 walks. G-Man Choi.
That's like an on-base percentage higher than like Fernando Tatis Jr. Carlos, thank you. He says, can't say I'm happy about today. What's up, by the way, Carlos? Thanks for hanging out. Can't say I'm happy about today, but I don't see it as tragic. Friday should have won. Sunday was Dodger loving umping, and today was pathetic. Carlos, I'm curious to know where you are with your headspace, because earlier in the year, you're like, dude, I'm done with this team. And now you're kind of like a little bit of like an optimist, like, hey, it's all right. 3 or 4 could be worse. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about where they are, to be honest. 3 games under, having lost the series to Dodgers. I mean, none of it's really encouraging.
No, it's not. Losing 3 or 4 or something that we said that like, hey, you can't do that. You take a split. I mean, maybe they can get 3 or 4. Like, hey, you win the first game, you lose the second game, you win. Like there's an opportunity there. Like, hey, you win 3 or 4. I'm feeling damn good about this team.
Oh, no doubt.
Tonight. That's what I said. You win 3 or 4. You'd be like, I'm fully back in. I am fully invested now. Like I'm ready to go. You lose 3 or 4.
Yeah,
and
that's
you lose
the
it
opposite.
in a pretty epic fashion. You get your ass kicked today. You get your ass kicked last night. Friday night, it turned into kind of a lopsided game because of the 8th inning. It just wasn't like you said today, John. Like maybe this team just ain't it. Like
I really do feel that way. Like, it's crazy.
We're trying so hard to make them something that maybe they're not. And I feel like we're not going to stop doing that until they're officially eliminated or wherever.
Right.
But like the truth is, guys, like this team feels sometimes like there just ain't it, man.
I mean, we're reading Joe Musgrove quotes from last night. He was talking about guys with like egos and playing for the name on the front, not the back. And I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, what is honestly going on here? Let's get back to it in a moment. There's a ton of supers to get to. If you're here, please subscribe. Also, if you're here, we need to let you know we can't do it without your support live or on replay. We can't do this without Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. He's our title sponsor. He's an amazing insurance agent. You can take that from us. I've got a homeowner's policy, an earthquake policy, a life insurance policy through Mark. And just by switching your insurance, he can save you hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. He is a lifelong Padres fan. He is a native San Diegan. You can get to his website, which is on the screen right now, by clicking the link in the description down below. By the way, you can get a quote online for free for whatever it is: auto, home, renter's life, condo, business, right? I told you about earthquake. I had a claim in here last year, and Mark made it so simple. The process would have been a disaster if it was not for Mark. He's got great service and communication. He literally saved my family thousands of dollars last year. He can do the same for your family if you support our channel and you want to support a local business right here in San Diego. Make sure to contact Mark Nimitz. If you have a renewal before you renew, call Mark. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving hundreds of dollars. Also, if you're looking for information on a new policy, give Mark a call or go to his website by clicking the link in the description down below.
Yeah, all his information is now back above my head. mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jeff are the
It's
wrap-up
not
show.
above your head, you idiot.
Yes, it is right here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Real quick, let's do the shameless plug for the John and Jim channel.
We are a couple away from 200 subscribers, guys. Let's get that to 200 right now.
So click the link. It's pinned in the top of the chat, or click the link in the description down below. Subscribe to John and Jim. We'll be on YouTube starting tomorrow, 3 p.m., theoretically.
We are 5 away from 200 subscribers.
Wow.
Let's get to 200, and then let's push 300 because we want to grow this thing. All right, we want you guys a part of it, and we need you.
We need you. Yeah, this is incredible. Thank you, JD Gacho. Hater didn't pitch at all this series.
Oh my God, you're right.
Now, the circumstances were a little weird if you think about it. They didn't use him in the 8th inning that one time. We talked about it. We were kind of critical, but we're like, he doesn't pitch in the 8th. Then they have the comeback win. They didn't need him. Then what happened yesterday? They were down 6-0 in the 2nd inning. And then today they were down 13-5 in the 5th inning or 6th inning. So I don't know. The circumstances game 1, and they may have cost themselves a game by not using him.
Again, Bob Melvin. But again, that's like a bigger issue here. It's not like, oh, Bob Melvin didn't use him, and I'm upset with that. But it's the fact that like Hader's never going to be pitching when the team is trailing or more than 2 innings, or like he's never coming in the 8th inning. Like it's just not happening. So that's always going to be a problem, man. As long as Hader's here,
get rid of him. DFA.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure that'll go over well.
Carlos, thanks again. He says, I am worried about what he is worried about is these trade deadline additions having been horse grab. WC is Padres to lose wild card. All teams suck, and we have to head-to-head soon. Yes, we've got Arizona, Miami coming up here in the next 10 days, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I was just ripping Jim over that. I don't know. It's only been like 3 days. But, I mean, what were we expecting out of Rich Hill, Scott Barlow with his 5.5 ERA, Garrett Cooper, and G-Man Choi, who had played 23 games? I don't know what we were expecting.
Scott Barlow's already given up, what?
7-8 runs.
7-8 runs with the Padres so far.
Yeah. What's his ERA for the year now?
It's 6.65.
Oh, my God. It's gone up over a run since he's been here.
Rich Hill gave up 6 the other day. G-Man Choi has no hits. I think Garrett Cooper has like 1 infield single.
Yeah, he's had like 2 at-bats, dude.
I mean, I'm just like, hey, man, I don't know. Maybe
literally, Rich Hill would have had a no-hitter if like there wasn't a home plate violation rule.
Yeah,
he'd be working on a perfect game right now.
He would still be pitching.
he would have started back-to-back games.
Right. He's like, fuck it, I'll just go.
Okay, so Carlos, thanks again. He says, Xander looks like he doesn't care. Literally, his nonchalant attitude during the games looks horrible. No emotion, good or bad, from him. Bust.
I don't think that – I won't say that he doesn't care. But I just continue to say I like Xander. I think his personality is a good fit. I would want a Xander Bogaerts personality in my clubhouse. But this version of Xander Bogaerts this year, very bad.
Hold on real quick. I'm going to get back to the Supers. No, he weren't. No, we said it was nice. I mean, considering the circumstances, like, yeah. What else could you ask of him? Nobody was saying it was great.
No.
The G word did not come out of our mouths.
I said I thought it was a good trade deadline because, you have some guys here that could round out the edges. And with how they were playing, it felt like maybe the little boost that this team needed. Like, okay, they're on one singular direction now. It is all hands on deck. There's no more wondering about if Blake Snell or Hader is going to be traded. Like, no, that's not it. They upgraded some pieces that needed upgrading. Now the question was, and I even said it, like, how good are these upgrades? We'll find out. But I would take them right now. I would take the chance on these guys over what they had. I
Yeah, what
never
they
said it was a
had was
great
like
deadline.
what they had was nothing. Their bench, I mean, they had no bench and they needed starting pitching. And they could have used, as Carlos had talked about, a reliever. Well, the reliever they've added has been way worse than their bullpen has been on the average, by the way. Richard Hernandez, thank you for your generous super chat, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Please subscribe. Please consider a super by clicking the $ below the chat box. We're gonna get to all the supers. We're running a few minutes behind on them.
My name is Jim. I'm not John.
Wait, what's your name?
Great friends
Everyone
is like
does
John's
that.
backpedaling. And by the way, it's spelled Jon, not John.
Yeah. What am I? And by the way, Great Friends also says something about like we own a T-shirt. What the hell are you talking about? We don't even have a T-shirt.
What?
Pods are 500 over their last 220 games. Xander has a career 750 OPS away from Fenway. This is who they are. This is who he is. Need to start being realistic. We're realistic. Okay. If there's one thing we are, is realistic. I think Xander can be a lot better than he's been this year. I don't care what his career OPS is away from Fenway. The fact that they're 500 over the last 220 games, okay. That's fine. And they're still 4 games out of a playoff spot.
And they went to the NLCS.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Baseball's not like football, where you can be like, oh, they're 500 the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
with like a wild card berth.
Scott, thank you for the super sticker potentially. Thank you for your support of the channel. We don't see it in our software, but it does show up on YouTube. So thank you, Scott, for supporting. John, thank you. He says, Kim, Xander, Soto, Tatis, Machado, Crone, Sanchez, Campe, Choi, Cooper, Grisham is good. That's what he's asking for. I think that's basically who they are. I don't think that's a miscalculation. It's not some miscalculation in the lineup. That's their lineup, right?
I think they're saying that he wants that to be the lineup, but then you're putting Xander in the 2-hole, a guy that like happening. No, he's allergic to RBIs,
and Tatis is like allergic to like the baseball right now, hitting it. No, he's hit it. He's just hitting it, and no fielders are there.
I'm not worried about Tatis like some people are. He's still hitting the ball He's still hitting the ball hard.
He flies out to the deepest part of the yard like every time.
He's just getting unlucky.
It's crazy, man.
He's slumping, but it's like he's still barreling up some balls, and he's just getting unlucky. They're just not getting out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not like a Xander slump where Xander I think has like 1 barrel in the last 2 months. Like the dude, like how many home runs does this guy have? He has 11 on the year. Okay, his last home run. I want you to guess when his last home run was, John.
Reagan administration. I mean, it feels well. You told me he had 1 RBI since like.
He's had 2 RBIs in a month.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was like, I feel like I remember one not that long ago, but I mean, I'll say it was definitely in July. I'll say July. It was one of those 2 RBIs. I'll say July 17th.
Wow, you're close. July 16th.
Yeah, that's not shocking because I kind of remember it.
So he's had 1 home run since July 5th.
It's not great. Now, this is interesting from Carlos. It says still Xander is the least worst of the shortstop free agent class from this year. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Who, though, would you have more confidence over the long term that will eventually turn it around, though?
Right, Trey Turner, Xander,
Correa,
Swanson,
Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's tough. Because Xander this year at times has looked old and like hurt.
We'll do it in a moment. I have to do it, even though this is the wrap-up show, and we barely even touched on it today. We have to discuss the Kevin Brown situation.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Would you think I was going to? No, I'm not talking realignment.
I thought you were going to be like San Diego State.
No, you idiot. I have to we'll get to it at some point. The reaction from other baseball broadcasters across the sport is really unbelievable. Like kind of and just journalists. Chelsea Janes just put out a long thread on it. It's just so dumb that it's so dumb. I mean, if you don't know the story, look it up. I mean, you probably know the story, but an Orioles announcer was suspended because he like said factually correct statements on air about the Orioles being bad in Tampa, and then the owner took offense to it and suspended him indefinitely because he said they had lost 16 consecutive series in Tampa. It was so dumb, and everyone's rushing to his defense, and the Orioles look like literal buffoons. Scott, thank you for the super. He says, I think John's dog should manage the Padres and play shortstop. Is he available? He's getting older, to be honest. So no, but I like that, Scott. I do appreciate that. Rich, what's going on, man? Thank you for the super. He says, I blame myself for bringing Steven, a Dodger fan. Yeah, he brought Steven from iHeart, Jim, to the game, and the Padres lost.
This one's on you, Rich.
Come on, man.
It's on you, man.
Clean that up. What are you watching?
No, I'm just reading something. Sorry.
JT Snod, thank you. He says leadership problems somewhere. Seems impossible to have this many career lows. Yeah, I tend to agree. I really do. I mean, I'm not going to point fingers, but I that general assessment, Jim, I'm on board with.
Right. I think that you have a bunch of guys here that just have not meshed well, and they just have times feels like a just mismatch of a talent, and they just don't match, and it shows. So we'll see.
Oh, it's showing. It is showing. Carlos, thank you. Says like Joe Musgrove, but sometimes hate his quote unquote moral high ground speech, like he's perfect, being stupid with weights and getting injured at the beginning of the year. Tatis with motorcycle injury. So shut up and play. I love Carlos. Man.
Carlos is just like fuck off, and
he tells it like
go
it
ahead,
is.
Pumps.
I mean, what'd you think of Musgrove's comments last night or 2 days ago or whenever he made them?
They're very interesting, that's for sure. But it's also not surprising. Like when I heard those comments, I wasn't surprised by them. And that should tell you all you need to know about this season. Like they didn't surprise me.
Yeah, what he was saying didn't surprise you.
I'm just like, okay, and like, yeah, I kind of had that feeling, like that's what I was feeling that this team was going through. And it just kind of reaffirms it. But at the same time, it's not surprising to me seeing those quotes.
We need to put John Schaefer and Jim Russell below our freaking heads.
Because people don't know who we are.
People don't know who we are. We've been doing this for freaking 10 years. Can we even do that?
No, it doesn't show up when we have comments on the screen.
Lord help us. I'm Jim.
I'm not John.
Zach, thank you. He says, Dodger fan here. Love the show. That's very kind.
Thank you.
And I always love this when it comes from a different fan base. Like, oh, yeah, you'll make the playoffs. No problem.
Yeah.
You're not what you guys are seeing, I'm not seeing. Y'all will make the playoffs, unfortunately. The wild card race is in shambles, and eventually you'll clear the pretenders. When? Zach, I hope you're right. It's hard to see it. Like, it's hard to see the forest through the trees sometimes. I look at a 55 and 58 baseball team. I don't see a team that's clearing out everyone else, but I hope I'm wrong. I think if they get there, Jim, it's literally on the final day of the season. I'm not kidding. I think if they lock up a playoff spot, I think it takes till the final day of the season. I don't think they're good enough to create separation. I don't think they're bad enough to fully fall out of it. And I think they're going to hang around for a period of time where it'll be interesting, which is what we've basically been saying.
Yeah. It's just up to this point, it's just been nonstop frustration.
No doubt.
Nonstop frustration. So to get to the final day of the year to make the postseason, you're going to have to play some good baseball. There's no way around it. And you have to play some, not just good baseball, like really good baseball. Okay. You can't just all of a sudden be like 5 or 6 games over the rest of the way. That ain't going to cut it. You need to play how
many wins they have?
A lot better than you have this year, 55.
So look at it this way. They go 29 and 20. They're out. So
30 and 19.
Yeah, it's going to take, it might not be enough. That's 85 wins.
So they go 32.
Yeah, 31-18, maybe.
So that's really good baseball, dude.
Oh, dude, it's really good. Let me see here. Let's just do the math. Not that math even matters. At some point, maybe they can just win 6 straight. 31 divided by 49, 633. I mean, you're getting to the echelon of okay, it's gonna. Once I start telling you they need to play 700 baseball, go start watching the LA Rams or whatever you do for fun in the
The
offseason.
LA Rams.
I mean, once I tell you they got to play 715 baseball for 38 games, we're gonna have a problem. Niles, thanks, man. He says send Xander to Lake Elsinore and have him learn from Ethan Salas. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that one.
I don't hate it, Niles, but I don't see it happening. We're going to get back to these supers in a moment. While we have a moment, we are going to remind you about one of our great longtime partners on the wrap-up show, our friends over at Aura. You can get 10% off your first order by submitting your email. You can go to ora.organic, or you can click the link in the description down below to get to the website that you see on screen right now. This is an amazing company. Their co-founder, Will, is a huge Padres fan, a native San Diegan. This company, Aura, has offices right here in San Diego in Liberty Station. I've been taking their probiotic for well over a year at this point, including today. I take it each and every day. It's great for digestion. It's great for heart health. It's great for mental clarity. By the way, I've never worked out as much as an adult, Jim, as I am currently working out. I'm thanking our friends at Aura for that. And Jim, you see me every day. I'm jacked, aren't I?
No.
Okay. So I take the probiotic. They have pre-workout supplements. They have proteins for after workouts that Jim takes. They have omega-3 oils. If you take a fish oil, you can take their omega-3 oil, which is plant-based. They have sleep pills, immunity pills. They have something for you. They have more. Go to ora.organic or click the link in the description down below. You can shop as you watch or listen to the wrap-up show. But again, if you're looking to get healthier, if it's yourself, your family, your friends, go to ora.organic. And thank you guys for your support of the wrap-up show.
Yeah, if you go there right now, you can pick up some supplements and, start feeling healthier and being healthier, because all of their supplements are organic and plant-based. www.ra.organic. Help out and support Will, who is a huge lifelong Padres fan. He would love your support. We would love your support if you went and picked up some supplements from Aura, www.ora.organic. And once again, John, you will thank us later.
You can get jacked like this.
Yeah, no, you're not jacked at all.
I haven't been hold up, take that. I haven't been bodybuilding, but I've been working out.
Doing what?
Orange Theory.
Are you lifting up?
Which is not easy.
A piece of paper or something?
Wait, no, I'm not lifting paper. It's 30 minutes of
what? Sitting
treadmill. Down? No, dude. Dude, here's the deal. I'm serious. We're going to an Orange Theory class together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna beat you. I don't know what that means, but you're gonna die.
Pause.
No, you're how fast do you run on a treadmill?
Not very fast. I don't run.
Oh, here we go. Then you're not gonna like it.
I know what Orange Theory is, and it's I'm good.
It's typically it's more female than male. I'll be honest, but I like it a lot.
Cool.
Tom, thank you. He says, "Why is AJ Preller such a bad GM?" Jim,
that's a question I've been trying to answer for a good while now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can't answer. We can't answer that really.
Why does this team not want to win more than 3 games in a row? I don't know. Why can't they? I don't know.
Right. Did we say yesterday they're the only team in baseball without a 4-game winning streak?
They're officially the only team in baseball without a 4-game winning streak, because the Royals have won. I think they had a 7-game winning streak, and then the Nationals, they won 4 games in a row. So congratulations. The Padres are the only team in baseball right now that have not won more than 3 games in a row all season long.
By the way, Jim has a crazy sunburn. I just wanted to share that.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Awesome. It's on my chest.
Steven.
And my belly. It hurts.
Steven, thank you. He says, why is it we're waiting on Musgrove or Waka to save us, but our quote-unquote rivals to the north have had Kershaw, May, Bueller, Pepio, and other pitchers out, but are still this good? Truly, what's our excuse? Jim? I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah, Dodgers ain't winning 111 games. Let's be clear, but they're still going to win this division in all likelihood, and they're still going to win 90+ games.
Yep.
So that's a credit to their organization. Sadly, it is what it is. I mean, they've done this year in and year out. But they put themselves in positions to get to the postseason. I mean, when's the last time they missed the postseason? It's been a while.
The Padres, 1, don't have the depth of the Dodgers. 2, don't have the cohesive lineup like the Dodgers. 3, they don't have the winning mentality like the Dodgers. The mental aspect of the game is, in baseball especially, is just so important. And when you have guys in your lineup having bad years like Xander Bogaerts, like that affects you mentally. And the way they started this season and how they couldn't hit with runners in scoring position, that affects you mentally. That affects your on-field play. And so you might say, well, the Dodgers have the same problems. They might have some of the same problems, but guess what? Their mentality is way better. Their depth is significantly better. They know how to win, and they know how to overcome injuries. And the thing with the Padres is they haven't done that before. This team that is constructed right now hasn't done any of that. None of it.
When does your Dodger channel start?
Tomorrow, 3 p.m.
Make sure to subscribe. Delta J Ford, thank you. He says, if the Padres miss the playoffs, Preller has to be fired, right? Also, still not convinced this team is bad or good. They are just meh. They're definitely meh. And I'm not convinced, Delta J Ford, that is right, that if they miss the playoffs, AJ Preller is going to be fired. I mean, we've had a lengthy conversation on that. I'd be surprised if he was let go. Regardless of what happens from here on out, I'd be surprised.
I would be utterly shocked if Preller is let go if they miss the postseason. But I think the question isn't, would you be surprised if he gets fired? Do you think, John, if they miss the postseason, he should be fired?
That's a theoretical right now. Let me see it play out. Let me see how it finishes. Let me see what they do. Let's see how this plays.
That's what I said. I said I'll wait till the end of the year before I give my verdict on Preller. It's not great right now, but let me wait this thing out. I'll wait it out to the end of the year, see where they're at, see what happened, and we'll talk.
Yeah, yep. I'm with you. JP Jazzman, thank you for the super chat. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe here on Content for Padres Fans. Click the link pinned in the top of the chat. Please subscribe to our brand new channel, John and Jim on YouTube, 3 to 6 weekdays. All right, weekdays from 3 to 6. Please subscribe. Click that link pinned in the top of the chat. We debut tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. He says, do you guys miss game 163 or do you like the current format? The best of one wild card? I don't miss it. It was compelling. It was decent TV, but I like best of 3.
Yeah, I don't miss it because what if a wild card team has 115 wins?
That's a lot.
I'm just
most
saying,
wins in baseball history is 116.
I'm throwing out some absurd, stupid number. You know what I mean?
Right. 100, let's say.
98.
Yep.
All right. Team in your division wins 100. You win 99. You're in a 1-game wild card and you lose.
Yeah.
That's tough to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
I like it now. I like the 3-game wild card series. So I'm good with it. I like the format that is now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm fine with the format right now. What are you laughing at?
Hold on, we'll get the super in just 1 second.
Yep.
I love this. AJ's shaking in his knickers over Jim's end of year elevation.
Hey, AJ, you're gonna have to go down the hall. Jim wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about what I say.
I don't know. He may be actually. Every so often, thank you again, May. He says Sweeney and Tony had some awesome quotes today. Said the team takes different ABs when they're down, as in worse. And all the Padres fans need to see a therapist. Follow up on that every so often regarding what? Because of the highs and lows? Because they've had to watch this? Because of the helter-skelterness of this team? I buy that. Is that what you mean and they meant?
Yeah. The fans need therapists to watch this team play.
That's what you're saying. And all Padres fans need to see a therapist.
Yeah.
So the fans need therapy. That makes sense because they've been watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That does. Richard, what's going on, man? Thank you for your super chat. He says, Dodger fan here. Jose Moto of the Dodgers Spanish broadcast made an observation that Hader is dictating his availability, handcuffing Bomel, just a lot of clubhouse issues. That's very interesting. That's very interesting, Richard. Thank you for sharing that. I don't think this series is a great indicator of that unless we go back to game one in that 8th inning. That's fair. We had that conversation. So maybe that's what he's referring to, that, maybe, I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility. We have not seen Hader in an 8th inning this year. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure Josh Hader has not appeared in an 8th inning this year.
One time.
He did? When?
Mm-hmm. Was it in San Francisco?
Did he blow a save? Did he not finish that game out?
I don't think he finished.
He has not thrown more than one inning. He has not recorded more than 3 outs.
No, in San Francisco, he came in the middle of an inning with 2 on.
Yeah, he didn't get out of it.
He blew it.
Yeah, that was the ninth.
He's come in one time for a 4-out save, and then he didn't even finish the game because they scored a bunch of runs.
Yeah. So maybe it didn't work one time, and like, no, sorry, not doing that again.
No, and look, that's how this is. It's Josh Hader. When he's ever used for more than 3 outs this year, you even heard from Bob Melvin. He was like, dude, that was all Ruben. Like, Ruben Abel had to get on his hands and knees and beg him to go more than 3 outs. That's not a good thing. It's not a good sign.
No, it's really not. Okay, let me get to Retod. Thank you, Retod. He says, okay, let's flush this series down the toilet and forget it. How the team responds to this demoralizing loss will tell us everything. They may quit. I hope they get angry and determined.
They better not quit, dude.
No, but here's the thing. We've seen this. I'm with you, Retod. We've said this a lot, though, this year. Like, hey, they lost this series. How do they respond? Oh, they lost this must-win game. How do they respond? By and large, they kind of respond. Haven't fully gone in the tank, but they're not going to go in the tank. They're not going to go 13-36 like they did in 2021 down the stretch or whatever. I don't see that. I just don't know if they're going to run.
Man, I hope they don't go in the shitter, because having 2 of the last 3 years where you just completely tank it in the final month of the season, then how bad does it look on these players?
Very bad.
And how bad does it look on your captain? And how bad does it look on the guys that have been here for multiple years?
Even worse when you're going to draw 3 million fans and sell out 70 games.
Yep.
And I don't see it, to be honest. I mean, I've been critical of this team like everyone else. I don't see a team that's just going to roll over.
I hope not.
They've actually we could look it up. What's the record? The funny thing is, what the hell just happened?
Sorry.
Since the All-Star break, what's the record? 500? I think it might be exactly 500 right now. Maybe a game over. What were they at the break? I think they were 3 or 4 under. 2 or 3 under.
I think they were 3 under. So yeah, I think 500.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's not going to get it done, guys.
No, it's not. It's just not. It's amazing they're only 4 games out, having played 500 baseball out of the break, to be honest with you. And that's why it's even more frustrating, because it's right there for the taking, and they're not taking it. And that's super frustrating.
12 and 11.
Okay. So they were 4 under at the break. They're 3 under now.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Which means it's not. Guys, if you're looking for the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports, please do it with our friends at underdogfantasy.com by clicking the link in the description down below. If you use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, you'll get a 100% deposit up to $100. You don't have to deposit $100. You deposit $10. They will match that $10, and so on and so forth. They have daily drafts going on right now. They have NFL drafts going on right now. They have MLB daily drafts for tomorrow's action going on, starting at $3 per draft. You don't even have to draft. You can put on auto draft. They take care of everything after the draft, by the way. The waivers, there are no trades. Underdog Fantasy makes it simple and easy. In addition to the drafts, they have pick'ems going on across all sports, including Major League Baseball, which means including Padres Mariners tomorrow night up in Seattle. All you do is pick simple higher or lowers. And if you get 2 or more correct, you are going to win, and you can win very big with the more you get correct. So again, underdogfantasy.com. I'm trying to find the Padres game tomorrow night. Here we go. Yeah, Machado's gonna have more than a half single. Come on.
Lower on Bogarts.
Higher on Kim.
Yeah, and lower on Bogarts.
Yes, Soto's gonna walk.
Of course he is.
And then you can't only have all picks from one game. Gotta select
Brent Rooker. Give me a Brent Rooker, higher or lower.
Where was Rooker, dude?
Right
5.5 fantasy points. Boom, higher.
Boom.
I go 5 for 5 here, folks. This pays 200. No, excuse me, 400. You can insure it, get 4 to 5 right. You can still win by insuring it. So 20 for 400 by playing pick'ems at underdogfantasy.com. Do it right now. Click the link in the description down below or go to underdogfantasy.com. Use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. PODSWRAP, get a 100% deposit match up to $100.
You look at our names.
Wait, that wasn't even on the screen?
Yeah, it was. I took it down.
Cool.
Calm down.
There's our names.
Calm down, John. All that roid rage you got over there. Chill out.
Wait. Oh, so but when you put a comment up, then the names come off.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, man. By the way, we have hit over 200 subscribers for John and Jim. So
really,
clapping emojis there. But now we want more. We want 300. We start tomorrow, 3 p.m.
Here's the thing. I do push. Here's the thing, Steven. It's because of location services. I wanted to make mention of that. Because I'm doing my laptop, I can't submit through the laptop. Thank you, Steven.
I was in the middle of a promo, and you just said, "Hold on."
but I mean, it's a fair point because I'm not finishing it because I can't on my laptop, but I could on my phone.
True. All right, John, put the link in the chat.
What are you talking about?
Go subscribe to John and Jim. Tomorrow we are debuting. We're not debuting the John and Jim show, but John and Jim on the radio. We're taking it to YouTube as well. So now you can listen on the radio, you can listen on the iHeartRadio app, and you can also watch it on YouTube. So starting tomorrow, 3 p.m., go hit subscribe, and you can watch us do our radio show. There you go.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that.
Give me right now a percent chance that it's just a complete train wreck.
Well, it better work. You spent like a month on it.
I spent like a week on it.
Yeah, I hope it works. You said we're over 200. Yes, I see that. I like that. Hear that train? Okay, so join us tomorrow. Radio. I'm all over the place.
I'm so over this.
Okay, join us tomorrow. San Diego Sports 760 and/or on YouTube. Then tomorrow night we'll have a wrap-up show for you following Game 1. Padres and Mariners. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, smash the like button. Here, follow us on social media at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. In addition to that, thank you for the super thanks. If you're here on replay, we do appreciate those super thanks. Please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have insurance needs, he can save you money. Click the link in the description down below. Ora.organic. If you're looking to get healthier, click the link in the description down below. And Underdog Fantasy, again, use promo code PADSWRAP, PODSWRAP. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100. For Jim, I'm John. We'll see you tomorrow right here, 3 p.m. John and Jim, please subscribe. Thanks, guys.